Welcome to That's No Class. I'm Brian Berumen.
And I'm Morgan Darian.
Welcome back to the home of class, where we talk about the most interesting and funny things happening in the news and in our lives, try to figure out how to live classy, and call out no-class moves.
This week, Brian has an update on the LA workplace potluck. I cover holiday news. Brian delivers some end-of-year news updates. We have some words for our listeners, and as always, we end with our no-class picks.
Yes, we do want to make an announcement here at the top because we don't want you all to feel disappointed or surprised, but this will be our last new episode for 2 weeks. We're taking a much-earned holiday break. We hope that by now that we've earned your trust and you know we're not some wishy-washy fly-by-night podcast.
Yes.
We take our commitment to give you all a new show every single Tuesday very seriously, and we've done that for close to a year now. Mm-hmm. But it is the holidays, and it's time for us to take a little break. It'll be a really short break, and we know a lot of you guys listen to the show on your own schedule and whenever you want anyway, so you might not even notice that we were gone. But for those listeners who listen to the new eps every Tuesday, we wanted to give you a heads up, but we're not going anywhere, and we'll be back with a fresh new ep on Tuesday, January 9th.
Yes.
Mark your calendar. In the meantime, maybe catch up on some older episodes that you might have missed.
Yeah.
I was listening to episode 37, The World Is Your Wing, the other day, and man, that episode was so different and unique and like This American Lifestyle. I don't even think we realized.
I forgot about that.
I don't know if when we were doing it, we knew that that's what we were doing, but it ended up that way, and it's just so weird and cool. So check that one out if you haven't heard it. There's lots of others, over 50 of them now. Mm-hmm. Listen with some family or friends while they're with you for the holidays. Let them in on what they're missing. Tell your mom. Tell your grandma. Be like, Yo, Grandma, check out this podcast I'm listening to. It's so good. I bet you'd love it.
It only has a few swear words.
Yeah, it's cool. Now let's get to some news with something a little different this week. Morgan is going to go first.
Now here's the news.
Okay, I have found multiple small news stories in which adults are really giving it their all where Santa is concerned. And since Christmas is tomorrow, I thought I may as well theme my news with some clean holiday cheer. Cool. The first one I saw was sent to me by my sister. Did you know that Ireland has the tradition of clearing their airspace, like officially, from party members, the Irish Aviation Authority, and the Department of Agriculture and Revenue, and the Prime Minister? It's very official.
Clearing the air. What does this mean?
Like not clearing
farting?
him for her. No.
What does that mean?
Clearing the air for flight.
For Santa.
Hello. For farting.
I'm like, what is this? You're making it sound like it's so obvious. They're like, they're clearing the air. Like,
well, what does Santa do? He flies and he goes down chimneys.
Okay, I wasn't clear.
Anyway,
so
I like that your brain went to farts.
I mean,
like
you were giving it this like weird
vibe.
You were like, yeah, like, come on, what is it? Okay.
You're like, Santa eats lots of cookies and milk. Probably farts.
We're kind. They're Europeans. They're like more polite, and they're like, we want Santa to have something. I don't know.
No, they like officially in the government.
So he's safe.
Yeah, they're like, you can come into our skies tomorrow.
Very cool.
Very official.
Like that.
Okay.
You know that we track Santa. We use NORAD, North American
thing.
That's
one of my things already.
Oh, sorry.
How
I
did
didn't
you know that?
I thought everyone knew that. But okay, tell everyone what it is. I don't know.
You tell everyone.
What everyone knows. I don't really know what it is. I just know that we do it in the news business. We always follow Santa and track him every year. Please tell me what it is and tell the listeners.
Oh, my God.
I don't really know what it means.
Okay, our military takes strides in ensuring Santa's safety, and also they want to learn from him. They are getting ready to track Santa. Okay. Everyone can follow along. And they're basically wanting to see this year if he's using any new technology.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Any
They're
hints?
curious about AI.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, how is he going to use AI? For what?
Maybe to plan a more efficient route to deliver packages.
Okay,
to the
maybe the robots
world.
will help him in that way.
Yeah.
And then, the only other thing I learned about this is that over 1,000 people volunteered to answer calls during Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah, because kids can call.
Yeah, kids
and say,
can
where
call
is Santa right now?
Yeah, which is very cute.
It's really cute. It's really cool. I mean,
it's nice.
there is in the news business, there is a image. Like, it's like this computer rendered image of Santa flying over a map of the world, and they say where he is, and like, so if you turn on your local news, shout out to local news right now, turn on your local news on tonight. Oh, it's going to be too late by the time they hear it.
Oh,
but I hope that
okay.
you are watching it on Christmas Eve if you know about it. It's really cool and it's
pretty
really
cool.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love it. Okay. Third one. Santa recently visited the Cincinnati Zoo.
As he does.
Some hippos got watermelons with Christmas trees carved into them.
Ooh.
A possum got a very cute Christmas box to climb into. A sloth got some snacks. A porcupine received a giant paper candy cane to sniff. And a red panda was gifted with some chunks of apple.
Very cool.
No one received coal, and everyone was on the nice list.
You mean the animals? None of the animals receive coal.
Yes.
Okay. I am a sucker for like if there's birthdays or whatever where they give the animals like a frozen treat. Like it's so cool.
I love it. The only one that was disappointed was the porcupine. I feel like everyone else got something they wanted, and the porcupine just like sniffed their paper candy cane and was like, "What the heck is this?"
It's like sounds like Mala when
I
she
just
gets
love,
a toy.
yeah, I love the idea of like animals being like, "What the hell's going on?"
I mean, yeah. They're like, why today?
What is this?
What is happening?
Okay, and finally, New Jersey and New York police arrested the Grinch just in time for Christmas so that it'll go off without a hitch.
Good.
But the arrest I'm more interested in is the arrest of a 29-year-old man who, full of holiday spirit, launched a 4-foot metal pole off the side of a bridge onto the highway and then proceeded to pick up a stick and a frying pan and run from the police. So happy holidays from good old Los Angeles, and cheers to a new year filled with someone standing across the street from your local brunch spot screaming, "You're a trash-ass mother effing bitch ho," while you eat Eggs Benedict and pretend you're deaf. Happy holidays and Merry Chrysler.
Did that happen to you today at work?
No, it happened a little bit ago.
Okay, but it did happen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for doing that, because I was thinking to myself, we need to do something Christmassy, and I didn't have it.
Oh, good.
So I'm glad that you brought it
Heck
for
yeah.
us all.
Heck
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you so much. I hope everybody enjoys that. Okay.
Okay,
So
what do you got?
I don't have a news story this week because I just had to update you guys with how my work potluck we talked about last week went.
Ooh, yeah.
This is like an expanded personal news here. So I wasn't even scheduled to be at that potluck when it was happening, but someone called out sick, so I ended up there last minute. I texted the person who was organizing it the night before because I did still actually have time to make one of my pies in time for it. I told them pretty much the only things I'm good at are pies and rolls, but they're good.
Okay.
They reply to me, just bring orange juice.
Okay.
I think, okay, it's really late for me to be trying to join in here. Maybe all the key foods have already been taken.
Yeah.
I'll go get some quality organic fresh pressed juice. Then she
Love it.
follows up with another text. You can just bring Minute Maid or something. And I knew then this was going to be a powerfully no-class potluck, as I feared when I
Yeah.
talked about it last week. So remember I told you
Minute
guys,
Maid?
I don't play that store-bought stuff. But I said to myself, you know what? If this is what these people want, I'll play along. I'll try to keep an open mind. So I bought Tropicana orange juice from Target, or as I
Okay.
call it, sugar water.
Yeah.
So I'm into work absurdly early, which is normal for me and that whole crew. There's nothing set up yet, but after about 2 hours, the crew says, all right, let's get this started.
Yeah.
The table gets set up right next to me. People start setting things out. And what are the first things on the table? A package of store-bought donuts
No.
inside a rigid plastic box that could probably make its way through airport security with no scratches on it, and another store-bought round plastic thing of muffins.
No.
I said nothing, but I was honestly kind of in disbelief.
Yeah.
Then somebody puts down a box of cookies from a really good cookie store, and I think, okay, at least there's actually stuff that's higher quality, and if people aren't going to make it themselves, at least they're sharing what they think is really good sweets.
Sure.
But for about half an hour, that's all there is. I add
Just
my
sugars?
That's it, just sugars. I add my orange juice to the table almost in protest. Like, this is what you people wanted? This?
Oh my gosh.
And like you saw immediately, it's all sugary sweets. There's no actual food there.
I feel sick just thinking about it, honestly.
Yeah, it was like
That's like a
I didn't-
nausea on a table.
Nobody touched it.
Yeah, of course
Everyone's
not.
like-
Because why would you want to feel like that at the beginning of your shift?
It's pure. Yeah, no, it's everyone's like, we're gonna sugar crash so bad if we eat this trash. Then somebody adds a little pastries from a mom and pop pastry shop that were amazing. Like,
Okay.
really good, but again,
But again, still pastries.
Yeah, and where is the actual food?
Where is the food?
All that ever showed up after all of that was a noodle dish from a restaurant that was good and a plate of carnitas that was actually amazing.
Okay.
But that was literally the only homemade thing in the entire thing.
The carnitas?
Yes.
I freaking knew it. I knew it. What trash.
And then one of our coworkers, my favorite moment of the whole morning, as I'm like stewing in my mockery of this, one of our coworkers comes in about 2 hours later, walks up and goes, "Ooh, has the potluck started yet?"
Oh, no.
And I turn and I wave my arm behind me and I say, "There it is in all its glory." And she looks at these 6 sad, spread out items on the table and she goes, "Oh." And that's right.
Yeah. Oh.
Because what the heck else do you say when you see something like that?
That is so depressing.
It was so bad. So a lack of participation definitely to blame for this pitiful showing.
Yeah.
But also, you got to have a commitment to higher standards, man.
Well, I'm sorry, but whoever was organizing it and told you to bring juice clearly didn't know what the heck was going on.
Clearly did not hold those higher standards.
Yeah. Tell you to bring breakfast burritos.
Something. Yeah, the donuts and muffins never got touched ever by anybody.
Yeah.
Which shows me that the people do recognize and want better food, but they're not being forced to provide it or do it, so they bring trash.
So crazy.
So bad. All in all.
I love that they were so excited for this.
It was so much worse than I even thought was possible.
Horrible. Yeah.
And I do feel vindicated for bringing it up on the show as a discussion topic because, come on, man.
You were not wrong.
Come on. What do you guys think? Did you guys have any pitiful workplace potlucks? Tell me about it, please. I want to know if I'm the only one who suffered at work this Christmas.
That's hilarious. Oh, man.
So bad. All right, what do you got? You got any personal news? Anything crazy?
Personal news, yes.
Okay.
I haven't had any dairy for 7 days.
So proud of you.
7. It's a goddamn miracle.
Yes, it is.
I had terrible headaches the first 2 days.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
I don't know if it's a coincidence or if I just had random headaches. I don't know. Like, can you detox from cheese?
I think you can. I think you can detox from anything.
You're probably right. But then I was like, maybe it was just psychological. I was just so sad, so distraught from quitting cheese.
Missing cheese.
Yeah, I will say I am considering quitting coffee, but only because Brian was so devastated when he realized that quitting dairy didn't translate to quitting coffee because I just used almond milk.
Yeah, I really thought that those went hand in hand for you and that you would never drink coffee without dairy in it.
Your face fell. It was so sad.
It's my one-man campaign to end people drinking coffee because I'm just not about it.
Is it just an opinion, or is it because like my breast stinks or something? Like,
it's because it's a drug, man.
Okay.
It's a drug that everyone's on, but they act like they're not on. That's all it is.
Okay.
Just be honest, everybody.
You just don't want me to be on drugs.
I just don't want you to be on drugs. I want you to live clean and healthy, and it's all good.
All right, I get it.
But I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Dairy is close.
Man, I'm having some wild times. Almost died last night. I think the mucus is like moving around in my throat and trying to release itself.
We're real classy this block with all of our description of farts and mucus. We're sorry, everybody. So that's no class
we
Christmas
were better
over here.
than this before.
Yeah, we were.
Whatever. It is what it is.
It is. All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to switch it. Double news with a twist and then an open letter to you guys. Thanks so much for being here. We love having you. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's time for more news in our segment we creatively call Double News, but this week we're doing something new, and it's something I've wanted to do for a while because you guys all know that I'm a newsman, and even though I bring you guys a news story every week, those stories and people don't just disappear once the story's been told. Mm-hmm. There are updates and new things that happen, and I want to bring them up, but it feels, we don't want to fill up the show with that, so this is the time for that. So this week, I went back through all the news stories we've done this year, found out some new stuff that you all might enjoy. And because Morgan says I can be a little long-winded, like the face she's making at me right now, she's going to remind us of what happens with the original stories, and I'm just going to tell you what's new.
Now here's the news.
Updates. Okay. So, in a grim/gruesome rare news story, Brian recently reported on a body found in a dumpster near our home. His mom was like, oh my God, you guys need to move. Apparently, there's footage of someone dumping the body, and the husband was arrested. He had tried to pay the gardeners to dump the body, but they had turned him down because they got skeeved out when they saw a belly button peeking out of the bag. What update do you have for us?
First off, I'm incredibly impressed by how many details from that story that you remembered just off the dome. You are amazing to me. Amazing. Okay.
I mean, you tell the stories, I listen.
Thank you. The update is the body in the dumpster confirmed to be the wife.
Oh, man.
But the parents, not there.
Where are they?
Parents are missing.
What?
Still missing.
How?
You never know. Who knows where they, the rest of them bodies went. Never found them. Yep.
That's not a great update because it's still a mystery.
But she's confirmed that it was her.
Okay, yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't know.
For some reason, I thought it was the parents in there. Don't know. Anyway, go on.
Okay. I forgot to say which episode, but on a recent episode, Brian covered a story about a pilot that was sitting in the extra seat of the cockpit. He was just traveling and not flying the plane, but apparently had been on mushrooms, freaked out, and tried to crash the plane to Earth. He was removed and then attempted to exit the emergency door mid-flight.
A lot of listener interest in this particular story, as I understand, because it was a wild story.
It was wild.
Okay, so the latest is a judge reduced the charges from attempted murder to reckless endangerment.
Interesting.
Which is what we kind of thought. Like, is he really responsible if he was dealing with stuff? Anyway, that's what's happening. He's probably not facing a life sentence at this point. He's probably just facing something lighter, but something's still going to happen. He's been released from jail until his trial actually happens. So he's out walking around free, but when his trial actually happens, something's going to happen, and we'll see. We'll see.
That's really wild.
We'll see.
I get that reduction in sentence for this.
Yeah.
But what's wild is that every other case and stuff like there's so many other cases that are
not like this. This is rare.
No. That are less, and I don't know what I'm saying, that are less dangerous for people. Yeah. And that they get crazy sentences.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yes, agree.
So
yes.
I agree with what they're doing for this guy, but it also is kind of sucks because
for
it's
other people.
Oh, so he can do this, but I did this little thing and I'm in jail forever.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it sucks.
But okay. So you really covered some terrible stories so far.
Sure
I
did.
promise it lightens up after this. Okay, so Brian told us about a robo-taxi not being able to stop in time for a pedestrian, and the car dragged her body pretty far. Really horrible. What is your update on this one?
Okay, so pretty soon after that happened, the company Cruise, which is a division of General Motors, robo-taxis, Cruise, shut down all operations.
Well, good.
Took the cars off the street and said no.
Yeah.
But now the company is being investigated for allegedly trying to cover up how bad that accident actually was and what went wrong.
No.
When we talked about it last time, it sounded like the car just hit the woman and couldn't stop in time.
Yeah.
But later eyewitness accounts say the car hit her, drove over her, stopped, but then started up again and drove, dragging her underneath it for a while, which is a totally different scenario.
Yeah, they made it sound like it hit her and just couldn't stop.
It couldn't stop. But this was kind of sounds like the car didn't recognize that there was a human under it because it's a robo car and doesn't know.
I didn't know.
And so it just kept going. But anyway, the company is not doing well. And most recently, they have laid off 900 employees that have been working there. The cars aren't on the road, so I don't know how much longer this company is going to exist. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, they should have tested it out for things.
They were testing it on the streets in San Francisco with human lives.
Yeah, instead of dummies. What the hell?
Yeah, this is how things get learned.
Man,
it's terrible.
That's ridiculous.
God.
Okay. Ketchup boat guy is back.
Everyone's favorite.
Brian did a story about this guy that got lost at sea and survived on ketchup until he was rescued. What's going on with him?
All right. Ketchup boat guy. This whole thing with him getting lost was because he didn't have a GPS on his boat.
Oh.
So our guy, if you remember, Heinz said that they were going to buy this guy a new boat because he said that he lived on their ketchup.
Okay,
so
yeah.
he told Heinz that he would rather get cash and buy the boat himself. So Heinz says they did the research, gave him 15 grand.
No
and
way.
apparently that wasn't enough to buy the kind of boat that he had before. He said all he could buy was a used shell of a boat that needed 2 new motors that he also had to buy, and those cost more than the cost of the boat itself. And it didn't even, I saw a picture of this boat. It is the most haggard boat you've ever
Why
seen.
didn't he just take the boat they were going to buy him?
I don't know. He said that it wasn't as good as I think he needed it quick or something. He wanted that. Boat didn't even have a steering wheel. This was like a bare bones hull. There was nothing there. Anyway, plus that money also wasn't enough for a GPS system. He said that he was disappointed with the amount of money that Heinz gave him. So then Heinz said they were disappointed that he didn't think it was enough money. But a month...
They're like, it's free money.
Yeah. But a month later, Heinz did give him close to another 10 G's.
What?
And he said that was enough to finish all the work on the boat. And he said that he is going to paint a Heinz ketchup bottle on the side of the boat in gratitude.
All right, well, that's nice.
Happy ending.
That is so wild because, I'm sorry, but Heinz didn't have to do anything. And then he's like, I'm disappointed in you guys.
Well, it was kind of sad because it reminded me of my people, because he was quoted in a reporter, somebody asked him, in an interview, he said to them, I'm a simple person that comes from a simple world, and I think that you aren't supposed to question when things are given to you. Okay. So even though he felt that it wasn't enough money, he didn't feel that it was right for him to go back to them and say, hey, it's not enough money to really do me any good.
He did do that.
He did in the interview. So Heinz ended up reading after this interview happened that this is how he felt. And this is what reporters do. They said, did you hear that our man is not happy? And they said, well, we're sorry, he's not happy. And we didn't know that. It's like he said, she said, kind of weird stuff. But anyway, he's good. He's getting his boat and it's all good.
Okay. Well, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
Okay. That's insane.
It's insane.
You guys didn't give me enough free money.
I need more.
I need more. Hello.
Hey, if you say you're going to buy me a boat, I need a boat.
I mean, it's crazy. Okay.
I'm on his side. You're not on his side. I'm on his side.
I'm not really on his side because it was free money to begin with.
That's fine.
But, I mean, get what you could get.
Yeah, get it.
Yeah. Okay, I told you guys about the loneliest sheep. This little fluff had been lost down a cliff and was surviving on its own until farmers finally rescued it, and it was actually doing great. It was a bit chunky, actually. It's surviving really well down there. How's she doing now?
She's doing great. She has a name. I don't remember if you told us her name.
I don't remember either.
She has a name now. Her name is Fiona.
Okay.
And the reason her name is Fiona is because there was another sheep that I think was also alone for a really long time, and it was named Shrek. So they were like, oh, this is a female sheep who has, Shrek and Fiona. Anyway, she's a spokesperson now for a mental health campaign in Scotland.
What?
The Scottish Association of Young Farmers Clubs has an anti-loneliness and mental health campaign called #KeepTalking, encouraging people to keep in touch with people who might be feeling alone. And there are pictures of Fiona with people holding signs that say, are you okay?
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a very cute update.
It's great. It's great.
Thank you for that one.
Okay, last one.
Yeah. One of my faves. Brian covered Otter 841, the sea otter that had been antagonizing servers, stealing their boards, and annoying them. Basically, taking the sea back. How is 841 doing? What you got for us?
All right. Officials decided not to capture her because she gave birth to a pup.
No way.
Scientists all think that aggressive behavior was because she was just pregnant.
And she's
Hormones.
like, get out of my space.
Yeah, but there haven't been any more attacks, just pictures of her and her cute little floating puffball baby.
No.
And it's all good.
Congrats, 841. What a cutie.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I love it. I hope her kid is like, heck yeah, my mom's a badass.
Yeah, maybe she'll teach her baby, this is how you regulate when you're out in the water.
Our area.
Yeah, this is our turf.
I love that. Thank you for updating us.
Thank you for summarizing them all so well and from memory. Incredible. Well, I hope you guys like that. I've been really wanted to do that for a while.
Cool.
Okay, when we come back, sorry we haven't sent you any Christmas cards this year, but we have something better coming up next. And then, of course, we've got your no-class picks. Stay with us. Welcome back. We write and read open letters pretty often on this show, and they're mostly funny, but this year we wanted to write an open letter to you, our wonderful listeners, something genuine to just wrap up the year and let you know how we're doing. Morgan and I have each written our own, and I'm so excited to hear Morgan's because I told her the other day, you guys hear a lot from me, and I kind of speak for us both when I tell you guys stuff about how we feel about you, but we never hear from Morgan herself. And today we will, but I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Dear listeners, man, it's been a wild year hanging out with you guys every week. You know, my best friends in the world, many of whom live only about a mile from me, I only get to see them about a few times a year because that's just how life is. Being married to the love of my life and wanting to spend every free second with her kind of pushes other people to the side. And married people understand that. But you guys, I get to talk to you and hear from you every week, and it's really been a great addition to my life. Now that Lily's moved away, my other best friend, I really miss her a lot. I always told myself I wanted to be a parent that had my kid ready to be fully independent and moved out by the time she was 18, and that worked out amazingly well, and she's doing great, but I'm still kind of figuring out how to fill my time in that hole in my life that she filled. And making the show for you guys every week goes a long way toward filling that void. She's home now for the winter, and it's great to see her and be around her and have fun and be annoyed by the same old things and impressed by the same old things and hang and watch movies and do all the things we like to do. And I hope that all of you have gotten to be around the people you care about this year, and that the people that you've been forced to spend time with, whether you're at work or you're at school, have been more of a positive influence on you than a negative one. Here's a bit of advice I wish I had taken when I was a lot younger. Cut off contact with the people who don't make your life better. If you dread being around someone, then don't be around them. There have been a handful of people in my life who have been friends of mine who have made my life so much better by not being in it anymore. And the friends that you do have that you enjoy and that you care about, reach out to them regularly. Tell them how much they mean to you. Being able to tell your friend that you love them with no irony and with no special occasion to attach to it is so good for you and good for them. Life is short, and you never know when people are just going to check out on you. So make sure they know how you feel about them just in case. I really care about all of you guys. You genuinely feel like my friends. One of the craziest things about this show is meeting people for the first time who are listeners and being able to so easily have a conversation with them like we're old friends. No awkwardness, no mystery. You guys know me, and if you listen to the show, I feel like I know you. What an amazing connection we have. I think that's what makes our podcast different from so many others. We really connect here somehow. It's a magical thing, and I want you guys to know that I appreciate it so much. These kinds of connections make life worth living. I hope you guys all feel that way too. And if you're ever feeling down or alone, I hope listening to the show makes that feeling go away for you. I'm sorry that I'm listening to Christmas music right now and it's making me feel more sentimental than usual when I talk about you all out there this holiday. I wish for you all that you have a wonderful holiday and new year, that you make and accomplish all the little goals that will make you all happy. The only reason I'm here talking to you all is that I did that for myself a few years ago, and I continue to do it every year. This year, the thing that I want the most is to grow the show, have more friends and more listeners, and to hear more from you guys and laugh when I hear your stories, and have you guys make fun of me and laugh at me, and just more of everything. So thank you all for being here every week, and I can't wait to be back talking to you in the new year. Happy holidays, Brian.
Nice. Oh my God. We have some parallels.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Dear listeners, Brian says that I don't talk to you guys. And I thought about it and I was like, oh my God, he's right. He's always sending good vibes out into the void, and I'm just sitting here in my solo cave with my mush mouth words that no one could understand. So here's my attempt at speaking from the past into the future in which you will be listening to this. First, I'm blown away that anyone is willing to listen to me talk for longer than a few minutes. When you guys send a message or a text or an email about a part of the show that you liked or a joke that made your day, it literally fills me with such pride. These moments and striving for these moments is what keeps me making the show. Even in the middle of working as a waitress and going to school and working on my writing, the things that keep me coming back for more is the knowledge that someone out there laughs along with me at the absurdity of things in this crazy world. My goal with writing for like novels and short stories always comes from a place of wanting my readers to not feel so alone, and the same goes here. But I didn't realize that you guys would be the ones helping me feel not so alone. And I think this exchange of connecting about the little things is really so cool, and I feel it brings me back to what community should be about. In a world and city where sometimes it's hard to connect, you guys have created a funny and kind and thought-provoking little crew, and I can't imagine my life without you anymore. There would be a giant hole in my life if we didn't do this show. So I hope this new year brings you guys just as much love and laughter as you've given to me and Brian. And I'm sending so much love out on these airwaves. Be kind to yourself in these busy times. And if someone tries to put you down, take a leaf out of Brian's dad's book and say, you know, that's no class. You have no style at all. And then if they're bigger than you, run, bitch. Okay, all my love. Morgan.
That was wonderful.
Good.
You're so great. You should talk to the listeners more, you know?
I guess I should.
You should.
Feels nice.
That was great. They like you more than me anyway.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
no,
guys, when we come back, it's that time. Your no class picks of the week. Stay with us. It's time to wind down the show here, bring it to a close the only proper way with our no class picks of the week.
You're just a jealous,
No class.
lazy bum.
No class pick.
All right, so Lily was in New York recently going to see an art exhibit at the Museum of Modern Art, and she tells us she witnessed a no class move that shook her up. Here she is.
Hey, that's no class. It's your resident Gen Zer here. Do I have the no class pick for you? And man, when I tell you, this is so no class, both like as a lover of art and just as a human being. So we're in New York MoMA, and there are these like little kids. They cannot be like, I don't really know how old kids are and like what they look like at what ages and what size it's supposed to be, but they can't be older than like 4, I'm guessing. In MoMA, running around like freely, and we're in this like exhibit called, I think it's called like Emerging Ecologies or something. And there's like a bunch of different like displays, and they have like glass shadow boxes on top of them. And these kids are not only like running around, but they're like touching the glass. And I'm like, where are these kids' parents? Like, where'd they go? And so I'm like looking around because this kid is like pushing a stroller. This like 4-year-old kid's pushing a stroller, standing on top of the stroller to like peek above the glass, and parents are nowhere to be found. And I'm like, what the hell? And then a museum lady like sees them and doesn't say anything, so she's also no class. And then I see finally the parents come in the picture, and they have like a stroller with another like baby, and they aren't paying attention to their kids at all. And now these kids are like touching the museums. I can see their grimy little fingers. They touched one of the artworks. I was baffled because they like weren't doing anything. Like the parent was like, "No, don't touch that." They were just like, "Oh, ha ha ha," completely ignoring it as if nothing happened. I could not believe it. I was so mad. Almost ruined my MoMA experience. God, it pissed me off. Parents, raise your kids right. These are the most neglectful pieces. I can't even believe my eyes. I'm so mad. So no class.
All right.
That is no class. I
That's
hate
pretty,
that stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty shocking. I've never seen that in all my days, all my museum days.
But being in that situation, because you're like, okay, am I about to make a scene here?
I mean, you can't do anything when it's other people's kids. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
That's just...
My dad would.
All you can do is judge him.
He was a
use
teacher,
his
though.
voice. He uses that
like,
voice.
Nope, we're not going to touch that. He would just say that.
I witnessed that voice myself when I was touring the school.
Oh, my gosh.
Dang.
That is so crazy.
No, that's bad. That's bad.
Touching the art?
No, that's an
That's definitely
and it's not the
no
kid's
class.
fault.
Yeah,
it's the
exactly.
parents' fault.
No,
kids,
they
kids
don't
gonna be
know.
kids.
Of course
kids
they
gonna
don't
be
know.
kids.
Yeah.
That you got to keep the leash on them.
Ugh.
That's bad.
That's terrible.
That's bad. Thanks for that, Lily. Sorry you had to see that.
It's a good pick.
Really bad.
Okay.
Okay, what do you got?
I have a class pick, and it's holiday themed.
Ooh.
I'm shouting out our friends Bentley and Stacy because Since I was a little girl, I've always loved receiving Christmas cards in the mail. And whenever we'd get one, we'd display it. And I don't know, it's just magical and I loved it. And I was like, ooh, I can't wait until I'm an adult and I have friends and family that send me Christmas cards and I can put them up, right? Okay, so for like 5 or so years, I've been sending out cards and we only received like a couple each year. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's okay. I'll keep sending them out because people need to have me on their radar. And eventually they'll send me some back. And finally this year, I gave up a little. I sent a few this year last minute, but basically Bentley and Stacy are like the only ones who send us a card each year.
Every year.
And I absolutely love it, and it means the world to me. And just thanks for the cards, guys. I love them. We put them up dead center on our fridge. Classy Christmas moves.
They're great, and they're always funny and themed.
Yeah, I mean, there's our next level.
Yeah, they put effort. Real effort.
Totally.
Real great.
Yeah.
All right, guys. That's our show. Thanks so much for being here and hanging with us. Remember, the next new episode won't be up until Tuesday, January 9th. But all the old ones are still up and aren't going anywhere. So jump on back in. Like and or subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on. We're on all the apps. Episodes also on YouTube. Check those out if you haven't and you still want more That's No Class. In the meantime, it's really a completely different experience seeing us.
Yeah.
And that's not
true.
because we're like amazing to see or anything, but it's just very different. Some people say better. And it's high quality, just like the audio version, because that's what we do. So check those out. If you want to give a Christmas present to us, tell somebody about the show. Spread the word. It would mean a lot to us. We appreciate you guys so much. Reach out to us everywhere. We'll still be checking messages and all that kind of stuff. Instagram at That's No Class. You can also send us an email or a voicemail, that'snoclass@gmail.com. Call 877-7-NO-CLASS, or as Morgan likes to say, 877-766-2527. Call us up. We love having your stories on the show.
We'll miss ya.
We
Stay
will miss you.
Classy out there.
Stay classy. Have a great week, great Christmas, great New Year, great everything. You're the best.